Today whom we have here, we have Mrs. Jinal Shah. Now, Mrs. Jinal Shah is an assistant director with outreach at Ashoka University. She has an experience over a decade in the education industry. With a master's degree in counseling psychology, she has been instrumental in guiding students and parents and making informed career decisions. She has closely seen the Indian education fabric evolve and strongly advocates that we need to shift the needle from knowledge based education syllabus to industry transferable skills based curriculum. And she's here to help us today and understand why, apart from commerce, arts, and science, the traditional streams, why you, as a parent or as a student, should consider liberal studies as one of the options. So, Jinal, I would, hand it over from here to you, and please take over. And thank you so much for doing this event for us.
Thank you so much, Sanika, for that introduction. I would just request participants, if you have any questions, just put it in the Q&A box. Towards the end, I will try and answer all your questions. So here I want to discuss a career option, which is not very traditionally familiar to us. We've all known engineering, medicine, chartered accountancy, or we know basic BSc, BCom, or BSc. But when it comes to liberal education, we all get a little fumbled. We don't know if this is new concept, all of that. So I'm here to kind of, debunk all your myths and understanding of liberal education. So as Sanika's already said, I represent Ashoka University, which is one of the largest collective philanthropic initiatives in India. Very, very proud to be associated with the university. The vision of the university is to have an Ivy League in India, and hence we established the university, and today we are called the Harvard of India. Having said that, we've done that very successfully for the last 7 years. We have 2,500 students that are currently studying at the campus. Before I plunge into what the campus is like, what the program is like, I want to first set the basics of what is liberal education. Now, we all know universities like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, all of them. I mean, these are top-ranked universities. And as a student, you would aspire to be at these top-ranked universities. But little do we know that these are liberal education universities. Also, if I may tell you that Larry Page, Mark Zuckerberg, Oprah Winfrey, and many more are all products of liberal education. So liberal education is not a new concept. It's a pedagogy. When I put it very simply, it gives you the freedom to choose your subjects. Now, traditionally, when you choose a science, you only have to pick up science courses. So then you do your biology, chemistry. Again, you have to do, again, a segmentation in that you do the PCM, PCB combination. When you pick up commerce, then you can't pick up anything to do with humanities, right? Here we are breaking these barriers of silo wings of streams, and we are saying, why can't I choose a biology with psychology? Why can't I study computer science with mathematics or English? Or how about media studies with chemistry? Or international relationships with history? So there are multiple options that open up to you when you look at liberal education. And the word comes from the Greek word liber, which says the freedom and freedom to choose your course. That is exactly what is liberal education. It's not a new concept. Nalanda and Takshashila, as age-old universities, our profound universities, were liberal education universities. You go back in times of, kings and kingdoms, when Shastra, they were trained on everything, right? That was liberal education. Thanks to Industrial Revolution, we compartmentalized everything. But today we are talking about 21st century, which is evolving and changing so fast. Why are we then saying that we should, stick to liberal education? The need for liberal education is utmost today because you really don't know how industries will change, flip, shape up. We're talking, I'm assuming all of you are in grade 11th or 12th, right, Sanika? That's what our audience is, yeah? And few 10th graders as well, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming you still have like 3-4 years of undergrad, 2 years of your postgrad. So in total, you are still 7 years away from being in the industry. When you will be working in the professions that you've chosen, you were 7 years away from it. It's very, very unlikely for any of us to predict how industries will be after 7 years. As much as we hear these buzzwords of data science, AI, ML, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, they're all great. But 7 years back, if somebody told you this, you wouldn't believe them, right? But today, that's the reality. Similarly, we can't really predict what's going to be after 7 years. But you've got to prepare for something like that, which means what you do at your undergrad, you have to keep your options broad. You pick up your multiple courses and combinations so that you find fitment into multiple industries. And with that, I'll just bring in my next slide here, which says, what is liberal education? We are saying the freedom to choose across natural science, social science. And what we also focus is interdisciplinary learning. Now, it sounds very fancy and fad when you say I'm doing interdisciplinary learning, but just for understanding, what is interdisciplinary learning? Interdisciplinary learning is giving you an understanding of how two subjects or two topics intersect with each other. The real world is not linear, and you will see intersections of all these. There is no pure biology problem, psychology problem, or a math problem when you actually are at work. And you've got to deal with that, tackle that. So what we're looking at is that. Now, just to give a context of that, last 2 years pandemic, all of us said it's a biological problem on the face of it. Yes, agreed, it was a biological problem, but there was a conversation related to his international relations. There was a conversation related to drug development. There was a conversation related to, say, pandemic. So psychology, how do people behave during a pandemic situation? So apart from the core problem of biology, there was history, there was international relationships. We went back in time and checked when was the last pandemic, how did people deal with that pandemic, how many years did it take to come out of it, what was the drug development, or the vaccination time period. So everything got interconnected there, and hence everything in the real world is interdisciplinary, allows breadth and depth. The current education system only takes you to the depth of subjects. So if you were to study math, you will go to the depth of math. If you're studying psychology, you'll go to the depth of psychology from grade 1 to grade 10. But we miss out on the breadth aspect. So here we are focusing on the breadth and we're focusing on the skills, the 21st century skills, which are very, very important. I mean, knowledge is Google today. My 12-year-old is able to Google and get the answers to everything, and they're perfect, right? But the ability to apply that knowledge, that skill, communication skills, critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, these are the skills that are really required. I have a cousin who works at Google. So other day we were having just a conversation, and as part of the hiring process at Google, they don't ask you to write your say academic qualifications or scores, but they very, very broadly ask you what all skills do you bring on the table. And it's not just Google today. Most of the companies are looking at skills. And these are transferable skills so that you can transfer from one industry to another. All of us in our own networks and families know of people who are very, very successful, but their profession and their education qualification is very, very different. Probably somebody has done, medicine or engineering, but right now what they're practicing and what they're doing is very different. So what really allows them to be successful in the current profession or careers is their skills. Knowledge is, of course, important, but along the way, you've got to pick up skills also. So that's what we focus at Ashoka while students are with us. Now, straight coming to the undergrad program at Ashoka. It's a program that you can sign up after grade 12. You can come from any board. You can come from any stream. Yeah, you've taken arts, commerce, science, with all combinations that you've taken, PCM, PCB, drop math, whatever you've taken, you're open to come to Ashoka. So it's a very, very inclusive university that allows you to, come in with any kind of a background. Even if you drop biology, so say I'm a humanities student, I haven't taken biology, but I'll still be allowed to graduate in biology at Ashoka. I'm a commerce student, but I want to take up computer science. I'll be allowed to do that. I'll also bring in, what are the options and how does it work. So after grade 12, you come in for the program. The beauty of the program is it's a 6-semester program. First 3 semesters, you don't have to declare what you want to do. So I just come in and I say, I like multiple courses. I like computer science. I like biology. I like economics. I like English. So let me just explore between all these 3, 4 courses and then decide on what I want to graduate in. So at the end of your 3rd semester, you declare one course as your major. That becomes your graduating degree. That's what you do in your 4th, 5th, and 6th semester. Now you're also allowed to pick up a minor. A minor is your second best area of interest. So whatever I love second best, I can pick that as my minor. No compulsion on minor. I can do without a minor, which is okay. So you can do a 0 minor, 1 minor, 2 minor, 3 minors, up to you. That flexibility is yours. So that's how the program is structured. Now we also have foundation courses at Ashoka. Now there are 9 foundation courses and they are mandated. You have to do these 9 courses. However, you don't do all of them in the first year or you can spread them. So you can spread these courses across your 3 years. You will decide what you do. Majors and minors is the flexibility that you get, as I said. After 3rd semester, you choose one major, minor if you want. Co-curriculars, you have to pick up 2 co-curriculars at Ashoka. The 4th year at Ashoka is an optional year currently. So 3 years, you get your degree, you got good to graduate, and you will have your convocation ceremonies, you will be conferred a degree. But if you want, you can stay back for the 4th year. Eventually, we'll try and bring this as a compulsory 4th year, but for now, this is an optional year at Ashoka. Now, these are the foundation courses. So these are the 9 foundation courses that students have to go through. Again, as I said, you get the flexibility to decide which course when you take. Now, just for understanding, say mind and behavior is one course. Why do I study mind and behavior? You've got to deal with people all your life, whether you like them or not. And hence, people management, people understanding, is very, very important. Mathematical thinking. I have students who say, I hate maths, and why do I study maths, But this is dear about thinking. Analytical mind is required, your ability to think and analyze in that way is a skill, and you need to pick that skill. Economics, politics, society, whether you like it or not, you do get affected by the policies of your country, the society that you live in, and the economy of your country. Look at why is everybody in Sri Lanka suffering today? Because the economy of the country went down, and it will bring an impact on every citizen. So is Pakistan facing that challenge today. So these are things that you've got to, know and understand, and hence these courses. I mean, every day I hear and read articles on sustainability and environment conservation. So environmental studies does become important for all of us. I mean, right from companies that I know are into fabrics and, fashion and management and stuff are talking about sustainable fashion. So sustainability is a word that is catching up in every aspect. So these are the things that we are focusing on. So these are 9 foundation courses that you've got to study at Ashoka, irrespective of what you choose as your major minors. Now, here's your list of your majors and minors. Now, this is like, usually I tell students, this is like your menu card. You pick and choose what you want to do. However, you don't have to do all, but you are spoiled for choices. Now, again, repeating myself, you declare one course at the end of your 3rd semester. You can pick up one course from the first column, which is a pure major, or you can pick up from the second column, which is an interdisciplinary major. Anyone from first or second, any one course. You are allowed to pick up a minor, so you can pick up a minor from the 3rd column or from the first column also. That's how you pick your minors. Co-curriculars, you have to pick up 2. So you don't have to do all, so it's a credit course. Eventually, to graduate from Ashoka, you need to have 100 credits. Now, how you do this 100 credits is all up to you. Each course has a credit attached to it. So totally, you've got to bring in 100 credit to graduate. Now, prerequisite for any of the course or say eligibility, if you want to graduate in mathematics, then you need to have taken math in your 11th and 12th. Apart from this, there is no prerequisite for any course. If you drop math, then computer science, economics, and physics department require that you study maths in the first semester when you are at the campus. Even if you drop math in your 11th and 12th, you're allowed to do that. Rest, you can come in from all backgrounds and graduate from all backgrounds at Ashoka. The eligibility, there is no prerequisite, in terms, everybody who's passed grade 12th at, in any board at any level with any combination, you're allowed and you're eligible to apply to Ashoka. Now, talking about the fourth year at Ashoka very quickly. So what is the fourth year at Ashoka? In fourth year, you can do an advanced major. You can convert your minor to a major. So this becomes like a dual degree. Most international universities offer this kind of a program, which is called a dual degree program. You can do research, you can get into tea or pursue a new minor. However, for now, it's an optional year, so you will decide. But if you make it compulsory, then you have to pick up any one of those. Summer semester abroad is an opportunity that we give to our students. So you can, spend one semester at a partner university's campus and, pick up some credits there, get the experience with global faculties and students and coming back on the campus. Now, before I get into the admission process at Ashoka, I want to share the campus video with you, and I want you all to actually picturize and know what we're talking about, where the university is. Post that, I'll get into the admission process, and also in terms of, what careers open up to you, what kind of job profiles are attached to, what kind of careers, all of that.
when you think about Ashoka, the first thing that might come to mind is the large buildings, the world-class infrastructure, and maybe even the amazing and professional professors that we have here. However, that's not all Ashoka is.
It's also not only about classroom learning, it's also about peer learning. It's about the endless conversations and discussions that you will have with your professors and your friends over a cup of tea in the dhaba or in the corridors.
There are tests, there are assignments, take-home exams, nerve-crushing deadlines. But there is also a big part of life over here which cannot be put into words, and that is about the living experience.
It's the people that you meet here that make a lasting impression.
It's also about the people, the community, the people who are around here.
It's the joy, it's the laughter, and building something meaningful together. It's not always that you will know your path, but Ashoka helps you identify it together.
Ashoka is an experience of making new things, making new relationships, making new, friendship, not only with Indians but also people from other parts of the world.
You will meet people that will have a lasting impression in your life. You will have your ideals, your views, your preconceptions, and your biases frequently challenged over the next 4 years. But rest assured, you will come out as a better individual after all this. Ashoka is an experience which you get through by making new connections, new friends, new relationships that you will cherish forever.
Ashoka is home, and so we would like to welcome you home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Cheers.
Welcome home.
That is the university campus for all of you. So you've seen this is a lush green campus at Sonipat. Going back to my presentation and letting you know how do you get admission at Ashoka. So one, for your understanding, it's a holistic admission process. Here we are allowing you to come into the university after your grade 12th, but we not just look at your grade 12th marks, we look at multiple other things, and hence we say holistic admission process. It's a 4-stage process. Stage 1 is about your application. What we look at in your application is your 3-year scores. We look at your academic scores for 11th, 12th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, 3 years. Now, while you apply, you will not have your 12th grade marks, which is okay because you will not have given your board exams by then. We open our admissions very early. We open our admissions next month, So hence, what we suggest to you is that you apply with your predicted grades. Now, your school can give you a predicted grade sheet, or you can self-predict your grades also, which is also okay. SAT and ACT score. Now, if you have a SAT score, we'll allow you to write the SAT score. However, that doesn't, you cannot then waive off your aptitude test. You still have to give the aptitude test. Personal essays. Now, we ask you to write 3 essays. The prompts are given to you. You have to engage with those prompts only. We make the effort to know you as a student fully, and hence we ask you to write those essays. Letter of recommendation, which either anybody, your counselor, your teacher, your mentor, anybody who's known you in a professional capacity can write the letter of recommendation for you. Non-academic engagement, again, there are 5 sections that you can write on. And you can write anything that you've been involved outside your academics. It could be dancing, cycling, hiking, singing, blogging, or if you're a digital content writer, whatever. But we want to know that, what outside school and books and subjects and, what else do you do? What are your hobby areas? What are your passion areas? We're not looking at a bunch of certificates. I mean, if you have certificates, well and good, but we want to know what really is your passion area, what really irks you, and how deeply have you been following that. So that's your non-academic engagement. AAA is the Ashoka aptitude test and an on-the-spot essay. On-the-spot essay is 13 minutes. And basically you get a prompt and you just have to engage with that prompt. Now that's your first stage. If you get shortlisted at this stage, you will given an interview invite. The interview invite is sent over an email, and it's an online interview with 2-member panel. The entire process of application to admission is online, and there is no cost or fees attached to it. It's a free application form. Coming to stage 3, which is the admission decision. Confirmed offer, conditional offer, or waitlisted. Now you can decide whether you want to give the university will decide whether they're giving you which kind of offer. And then comes the stage where you can apply for financial aid at Ashoka. I said we're a philanthropic university, which means that we're willing to give you funds and aids, but we look at the family's income brackets. And then we decide how much aid is required. So it could be 25%, it could be 100% also. We also have a merit cum means scholarship, which is for students who are looking at sciences. I will also talk about that. This is the admission timelines calendar. A similar timelines is soon going to be published on the website for this year also. So there are 4 rounds. You can apply in any round that you wish to. We open our applications in October. We close our last round in June. You can apply in any round that works for you. Now, fees and financial aid and merit cum means scholarship. The fees at Ashoka is 10.37 lakhs per annum, which is like, if you're looking at a 3-year horizon, it's like a 34 lakhs. Need-based financial aid policy is in place. So if you want, you can apply for a need-based policy. We have 47% of students who study on our campus who are on some form of a financial aid. 159 students are on full scholarship at Ashoka, which means the tuition, residence, everything is fully paid. Merit cum means scholarship for computer science and sciences. So computer science, physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics, if you're looking at any of these, then you can apply for a merit cum means scholarship, which is 100%. So if you back this scholarship for the next 3 years, you get a 100% scholarship. Now coming to the campus life at Ashoka. So we've already seen in the video, it's a residential campus. Everything that you possibly need is on the campus, right from a salon to a gymnasium, a swimming pool, your academic blocks, library, coffee shops that are open 24/7. All of this is inside your campus, which is spread across 25 acres. We're expanding the campus to another 25 acres. Eventually, the vision is to have a 100-acre campus. And so that's your campus services. Also, you're allowed to go out of the campus if you wish to. There's a shuttle service from the campus that takes you to the closest metro station, both to and fro. But your parents have to give you permission before you step out of the campus. 55 clubs and societies on the campus. Now, these are all student-led bodies, right from theater, history, dance, storytelling, Mad Better, which is a baking club, Broadway club, dance, cycling, gardening. The latest that I've heard is probably a cryptocurrency club on the campus also. And fitness is something that we take very, very seriously on the campus. So there are multiple sports facilities and an entire sports complex. There are coaches on the campus, all of that. Now, higher education after Ashoka. So, sometimes you wonder if you graduate from Ashoka, where will you go? So one is either you take a placement or you go for your higher eds, right? So if you're going for your higher education, then these are few universities where our alums currently are studying. We're a very, very rigorous research university. So there's a lot of focus on research, and hence it's very important that, you start building your research skills. So we will focus, we'll help you. Internship is mandatory at Ashoka. Every student does an internship also. Coming to placements and higher education, so these are the companies that have come in and hired our students. What I want you to really focus is the sectors that are there. So right from banking, finance to management consulting, technology, education, research, media, and digital startups. These are different sectors. You can see the companies also here. These are the companies that come and hire our students. What kind of job profiles do you pick up? So these are the kind of job roles, say you pick up, you can get into consultancy, or you can get into brand strategy or brand analysis, or you can get into counseling, data science, education consultancy, full stack developer. You can get into investment banking, you can get into operations, product management, program coordination, research. You can get into strategic initiatives. So these are multiple roles that, companies have come and offered and picked up our students for. These are also the different sectors. Now, this is something very unique that happens only at a liberal education university, because you have taken your foundation courses, you've done your majors, you've done your minors, a broad plethora of career options, companies, and job profiles open up to you. You can get into right from policy making to counseling to media, because we also have media as one of the options also at Ashoka. Or you can get into pure sciences, like you can get into research. Multiple options open up to you. This is my last slide here. So the application registrations for 2023 are already open. If you are a student in grade 12th and you wish to apply, then just go on the website and register yourself. 17th October is when the applications will open up for you. Yeah. So with this, I end my presentation. I'm going to stop share. Or if you're in your 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever stage you are, please focus on building your profiles. While I know academic pressure is there, everybody around you will tell you that focus on marks. And yes, I'm not saying that you shouldn't focus on your marks and school and academics, but universities like Ashoka and many more universities, will look at holistic admission process. There'll be nothing less than 100 students that stand at the same score as what you have. Now, if I were a university, how would I decide that I should give you admission offer or not? It's only when I see something additional value add in your profile. And hence, it's very, very important that you start working on your profiles, take online courses, go and do an internship, take mentorship from somebody in your vacations, over the weekends, whatever. Maybe start a small entrepreneurial venture if you want to get into online space. There is so much of blogging or writing, whatever irks you, whatever. But just pick up one or two things that you will be substantially able to put it in as part of your profile in your application. Very, very important that you should focus on. Second, don't sign up for Ashoka or any university just because you found it fancy and nice and somebody recommended. Do your own bit of research around it. There is so much material available on all the websites of the universities, on the YouTube channels of the universities. Speak to an alum or a student who's graduated from that university. If you wish to know somebody from Ashoka, I'll patch you personally with somebody who's been at Ashoka. Speak to them. Look at their faculties, go whatever subjects you're looking at, go on the website, open that subject, go through the electives. Don't just blankly choose psychology or computer science or economics. Understand what inside it is done. That kind of a depth and an understanding is required when you're making your career decisions, because these are huge decisions. So I just request all of you all to do that before you really pinpoint and say this university, this course, and this is how I'll crack it. So that's my final word and advice for everybody.
Thank you, Jinal. That is definitely helpful. And to all my students who are looking at applying for Ashoka, 17th of October is when the application starts. Any support you need, please connect with me. I'm sharing the details with you. Please do connect with me, and whatever support you need, I would be there. Also, if you are looking at if you're looking at any questions related to the admission process, again, you can connect with me. Thank you, Gina, for speaking to us today, giving us clarity. Our parents definitely had a lot of questions around liberal studies, and I am sure that will kind of ease them out, and possibly it has kind of provided the rationale behind why liberal studies is the new age, education system, what we ideally have to look at.
Sure, definitely. Good luck, everybody. Have a good weekend and wishing and happy Dussehra in advance.
All right, Gina. Goodbye. Thank you so much.